I remember the seeds of this whole painful saga being planted way back in my childhood. In that old split-level house in rural Ohio, where the winters dragged on forever and the summers were filled with the hum of cicadas that seemed to mock our family's endless struggles. I was born in 1988, the eldest of 3 kids, making me 37 now as I look back on all this mess. My parents were hardworking but always scraping by. Dad was a factory worker at the auto plant, pulling double shifts that left him exhausted and irritable, while Mom juggled part-time cleaning jobs and raising us on a shoestring budget that meant generic cereal and second-hand clothes from the thrift store down the road. My younger brother, Mike, came along in 1990, a quiet kid who buried himself in books to escape the chaos. And then my sister Lisa in 1992, the baby of the family with a smile that could light up a room, but a knack for getting into trouble that kept everyone on edge. Growing up, I was the responsible one, the man of the house. When Dad was at work, fixing leaky faucets at 12 or mowing neighbors' lawns for extra cash to help with groceries. Family was everything to us. Mom drilled it in. Blood is thicker than water. We take care of our own. I took that to heart, always sharing my allowance with Mike and Lisa, covering for their mistakes at school, and dreaming of the day I'd make enough to lift us all up. Looking back, I regret how that mindset wired me to be the giver. Curiosity, always wondering if my sacrifices would earn their lasting gratitude. But as a kid, it felt right. Suspense in those early years came from not knowing if Dad's job would survive the next layoff wave, keeping us all on pins and needles. By my early 20s, around 2008, the economy tanked with the recession, and our family felt it hard. I'd hustled through community college on scholarships and night jobs flipping burgers, landing my first real gig as a mechanic like Dad, pulling $35K a year fixing cars at a local shop. Mike was in high school, dealing with bullying that made him withdraw even more. And Lisa was a rebellious teen, skipping classes and hanging with the wrong crowd. The first big ask came from Dad one rainy evening over meatloaf dinner. "Son, the plant's cutting hours mortgage is behind $1,200. Can you help tide us over?" My chest tightened. I had $800 saved for a used truck. But family first. I handed it over, adding odd jobs to make up the rest. "No problem. Dad, we'll get through." He clapped my shoulder, eyes misty. "Proud of you." But suspense lingered. Would this be the last time? Regret started small when months later, no repayment came. Instead, Mom called for $300 for Lisa's school supplies after she lost her backpack. I sent it. Curiosity poking. Were they relying on me too much? Drama stayed hushed. I didn't confront, not wanting to rock the boat. The pattern snowballed in 2010, as I switched to a better-paying role at a dealership, bumping to $45K with overtime. Mike, now 20, dropped out of college after 1 semester, citing, "Not for me," and needed $800 for trade school tools to become an electrician. "Bro, this'll set me up. Pay you back once I'm certified." I believed him, wired the money, even helped him study for exams. He finished the program, but jobs were scarce. Repayment spotty, $50 here and there. Meanwhile, Lisa, 18, got pregnant by her high school boyfriend, who bolted $1,000 for prenatal care and baby stuff. Mom begged, "She's scared. Help your niece." I covered it, attending the baby shower with gifts, heart swelling with uncle pride. But curiosity turned to quiet unease when Lisa posted about spa days on Facebook while I ate ramen to rebuild savings. Regret deepened. That money could funded my certification courses. Suspense built with each call. What crisis next? 2012 to 2015 was a whirlwind of emergencies that drained me drop by drop. Dad's back injury from work, $2,000 for physical therapy not covered by insurance. "Son, can't lose the house. Send it." Working weekends to compensate. Mike's first apartment deposit, $900 after a bad roommate situation. Just this once got a lead on a job. Covered, but he bounced jobs like a pinball. Lisa's divorce from her baby's dad in 2014, $1,500 for lawyer fees. He's fighting custody. Help me keep my girl. I paid. Even babysat my niece Emma on nights off. Each time, thanks were profuse hugs. "You're our rock." But repayment plans fizzled. Things are tight. Drama simmered internally. I'd lie awake, Tallying mentally. Curiosity wondering if they saw my sacrifices or just the cash. Regret for not tracking it all earlier by 2015. ID climbed to service manager at $60K. Bought a small house, but felt like a walking ATM. The mid-2010s to early 2020s amplified the cycle. Like a snowball rolling downhill. 2016 Mike's DWI $2,500 for fines and classes. Stupid mistake won't happen again. I bailed him. Lecturing like a dad. 2017 Lisa's car repo after missed payments $1,200 to get it back. Emma needs doctor visits please. Send it. But saw her new tattoos on Insta. 2018 parents' roof leak during storm's $3,000 repair. Dad. Insurance denied you're our lifeline. COVID. Dipping into $401K. Pandemic 2020 hit I worked remote. Salary steady at $75K. But family struggled. Mike laid off $4,000. Loan. For rent. Lisa's business idea at home daycare $2,000 startup. Parents' medical bills $1,800 for mom's knee surgery copay. Suspense peaked with each Venmo curiosity if COVID would change them. Regret mounted that total now over $15K. Could've been a family vacation we never took. 2021 brought hope. I married my wife Sarah. A teacher who'd seen my giving nature as a strength. Say a lucky to have you. She'd say. But drama brewed when Mike asked for $1,000 for therapy. After a breakup. Then posted Vegas pics. I confronted lightly. Hey. About paying back. He snapped. Why always about money? Suspense in family dinners, awkward silences when bills came up. 2022 Lisa's second kid, on the way $2,500 for hospital deposit. Parents' anniversary trip dream $1,000 contribution. By 2023. At $90K salary. ID tallied $25K given over 15 years. Repayments maybe $5K. Curiosity turned inward, am I enabling? The explosion hit at Thanksgiving 2024. Our house hosting for the first time turkey roasting. Football blaring. Kids now Emma 10. Little Jake 2 chasing around. Sarah and I had splurged on decor. Feeling festive. Over pie. Talk turned to finances. Mike complained about debt. Lisa about childcare costs. Dad joked. Good thing we have our money tree here points to me. Laughter erupted. Jenna no. Wait. Family echoed. Lisa. Yeah. Bros our cash cow move for more. Joke. Chill. Lisa. You always help what's wrong. I spilled. $25K over year's rent. Cars. Bills. And you mock. Tears. Accusations. Dad. We appreciate. Mom crying. Regret flooded for giving without boundaries. Confrontation extended into the night. Sarah mediated as tempers flared. Revelations. Thade discussed my success behind my back, assuming I had endless funds. Mike admitted jealousy. You made it, we didn't. Lisa. Thought you enjoyed helping. Curiosity satisfied painfully, they saw me as provider. Not person. We parted strained, I set rules, no more money. Aftermath therapy for me. Unpacking. Eldest burden. Family apologies trickled. Mike repaid $500. Lisa sent cards. We're mending slowly, holidays tense but honest. Regret for lost cash. But growth in self-worth. Curiosity about future will bonds strengthen. Life's twists taught boundaries. If this hits home, you're not alone. Let's rewind deeper. Childhood specifics, 1995. I gave Jenna my Halloween candy when she lost hers. Patton said. High school 2004 covered her prom dress $200 for my job. Best brother. But no payback. 2020 details. Zoom calls. Her venting isolation. Me sending care packages plus cash. Drama when she partied maskless. Posted online. Thanksgiving blow by blow. Overheard whispers first. He's good for it. Confrontation. Voices rising. Kids sent to play. Parents defending. We raised you to help. Me. Not to be used. Healing. Sarah's support key. New traditions. Friends gatherings. Curiosity drives family changing. Slowly. Stories real. Raw share yours. I remember the very first flicker of this whole heartbreaking family saga, starting way back in the early 1990s. When I was just a kid growing up in that modest ranch-style house in a quiet suburb of Detroit, where the streets were lined with maple trees that turned fiery red every fall, and the winters buried us under feet of snow that Dad would shovel before dawn. I was born in 1988, the oldest of four siblings, which puts me at 37 now as I sit here reflecting on how it all unraveled like a cheap sweater. My parents were the classic blue-collar couple. Dad worked the assembly line at the Ford plant, coming home with calloused hands and a lunchbox that smelled like oil and metal, while Mom was a homemaker who stretched every dollar like it was rubber, sewing our clothes and clipping coupons from the Sunday paper to make ends meet. Money was always a whisper in our house, never shouted about but always there, lurking in the background like a shadow. My brother Tim came along in 1990. A rambunctious kid with a knack for breaking things and a laugh that could fill a room. Then my sister Rachel in 1992. The artistic one who drew on every surface she could find, and finally little brother Alex in 1995. The baby who got away with everything because he had those big blue eyes that melted Mom's heart. As the eldest, I was thrust into the role of mini-adult early on, helping with chores, babysitting the younger ones while Mom ran errands, and even pitching in my allowance when Tim needed new sneakers for school because his old ones had holes. Family was our everything, Dad would say over dinner. We may not have much, but we have each other. That's richer than any bank. I took that to heart, always sharing my toys, covering for Rachel's little white lies to avoid punishment, and dreaming of the day I'd make enough money to buy us all a bigger house or take trips to the beach we only saw on TV. Looking back, I regret how that innocence wired me to be the perpetual giver. Curiosity bubbling up even then. Would my sacrifices ever be reciprocated? Or was I just setting myself up to be taken for granted? Suspense in those childhood years came from the unknown. Would Dad's job survive the factory cutbacks? Or would we have to move again like we did in '95? By my teens, around 2003 when I was 15, the family dynamics started showing cracks that I patched over with my own efforts. I'd gotten my first job bagging groceries at the local Kroger, earning $5.15 an hour and feeling like a king with my first paycheck. Tim, 13, was getting into sports but couldn't afford the cleats for soccer tryouts $40 that Mom said we didn't have. I bought them with my earnings, watching his face light up as he scored his first goal. "You're the best, bro," he said, hugging me tight. Rachel, 11, wanted art supplies for school project, $25 for paints and brushes. I covered it, even though it meant skipping movies with friends. Alex was too young to ask, but I'd slip him candy for my tips. Parents noticed, praising me. "You're so responsible going places." But suspense crept in when repayments never came. Tim forgot to mow the lawn as promised. Rachel's thanks faded. Regret started as a whisper. Why was I always the one stepping up? Curiosity drove me. Did they appreciate it? Or expect it? Drama stayed small, like family arguments over dinner where Dad yelled about bills, and I'd diffuse with jokes. But inside, I wondered if this was my role forever. High school graduation in 2006 marked my entry into the real world. And with it, the asks grew from pocket change to real money. I skipped college to work full-time at an auto shop, apprenticing as a mechanic like Dad, pulling $28K a year after taxes. The family was struggling. Dad's plant had layoffs. Mom took a part-time cashier job. First big hit, Tim's car accident at 18. No insurance because he forgot to pay the premium $800 for repairs. He called crying, "Bro, Dad'll kill me, help." I loaned it, dipping into my savings for a used motorcycle I'd. "Pay me back when you can." He nodded, but months passed. Rachel, 16, got caught shoplifting, $300 fine to avoid caught. Mom begged, "She's a good kid, don't let this ruin her." Covered it, lecturing her myself. Alex, 11, needed braces, $1,200 down payment, insurance wouldn't touch. Parents, "Son, you're doing well," tied us over. Send it. Working overtime. Suspense in each transfer. What if they defaulted? Regret for not setting terms. Curiosity if this bonded us or bred resentment. The 2010s turned the trickle into a stream, each year layering more weight on my shoulders. By 2012, At 24, ID advanced to lead mechanic. $45K salary. Renting a small apartment. Tim, 22. Dropped community college. Need $1,500 for trade school, plumbing's my thing. Loaned it. Helped with applications. He graduated but jobs flopped, partial payback in $100 bills over beers. Rachel, 20. Pregnant with her first $2,000 for prenatal and baby gear after her boyfriend bailed. Bro, I'm scared Emma deserves a start. COVID. Attending ultrasounds. Alex, 17. Wrecked his bike, $900 ER bill. Parents. Insurance lapsed, help your brother. Did it. But saw them splurge on takeout while I budgeted. Drama internal, I vented to a coworker. Am I crazy for always saying yes? He shrugged. Family's family. Suspense peaked with each call, what crisis now? Regret for lost opportunities that money could funded my ASE certifications faster. Mid-2010s to late. The totals climbed alarmingly as life complexities grew. 2015 dad's heart scare, $3,500 surgery copay. Son, can't work, house at risk. Wired it. Visiting hospital daily. 2016 Rachel's divorce, $2,200 lawyer. He's taking Emma, save us. Paid. Even testified. Tim's DWI $2,800 fine/classes. Stupid night, learn from it. Bailed. But he relapsed partying. 2017 Alex college fund, start $1,000 after high school. Make him first to graduate. Contributed. Proud uncle vibes. By 2018. At $60K salary, owning a fixer-upper house. ID met Sarah. My future wife. Who noticed the pattern. You're generous. But set limits. Curiosity if she was right, regret ignoring early. Pandemic 2020 amplified everything, remote shifts. Salary hold at $70K. But family hit hard. Tim laid off $4,000. Bridge loan. For rent/utilities. Bro. Starving here. Sent. But saw his online gaming purchases. Rachel's daycare shutdown, $3,000 hold over. Parents' mortgage forbearance ended, $2,500 catch up. Suspense in Zoom family meetings, tears. Promises. Drama when I hinted at repayments. Times tough for all. Regret for dipping $401K, curiosity if lockdown would foster gratitude. 2021-2023 married Sarah. Dual income helped. But asks persisted. Tim's business idea, food truck, $5,000 startup. This'll pay you back tenfold. Flopped in year. Rachel's second kid, $2,500 medical. Alex tuition, $3,000 semester. Parents roof, $4,000. Tally by 2024, $40K given. $10K back. Suspense if end in sight, regret massive, that could been house down payment or kids fund we were trying. Breaking point Christmas 2024 at our place, decor lavish. Turkey perfect. Over eggnog. Finance talk, Tim wines debt. Rachel costs. Dad jokes. Lucky we have our money man here, always open wallet. Yeah. He's our golden goose, lay those eggs. Mike. You offer backchannel chats calling me. Bank of bro. Hurt deepest from parents. We raised you to help. Confrontations spilled into New Year therapy for me. Family sessions. Apologies mixed with defensiveness. Boundaries set, no loans. Regret for years lost, curiosity if repairable. Now, distant but healing, holidays neutral. Growth, self-value over give a roll. Twists taught, share your tale. Rewind specifics, 1998. Gave Tim my bike when his broke, no thanks. High school 2005 covered Rachel's field trip, $50. Pattern ingrained. 2020 details virtual Thanksgivings. Her venting, job loss. Me sending groceries plus cash. Drama when parties resumed. Her risking health. Christmas blowout, tears. Shouts, kids sent to bed. Parents. Didn't mean harm. Me. Felt used. Healing Sarah's rock. New friends circle. Curiosity family evolving. Slowly. Real story, yours too.